Well, I'm obviously a fan of Mutant Future because here's another video. As you can see, there's the book. You can check out my other video about it. But if you want more mutated monstrosities, look no further than the Deviant Database books. So you've got Deviant Database and Deviant Database 2.0. So, yeah, they're both created by an avid lover of all things post-apocalyptic, Mr. Tim Snyder. Tim also worked on Apes Victorious, and he's got a blog called The Savage Afterworld, which I will link to in the description. Also in the description will be links to both of these books in PDF and print, should you want to check them out. So, Deviant Database has 90 monsters, while 2.0 has 44. Now, they're both $9. That's $9 even on DriveThruRPG for PDF and print. So I still think while having half as many monsters, 2.0 is still a great deal. $18 for 134 monsters is a bunch of creatures to pick through to unleash on your players. That's my opinion. And as a side note, much like myself, Tim is a big fan of one of the best cartoons of all time, Thundar the Barbarian. It was released in 1980, and Thundar the Barbarian is crammed full of non-stop post-apocalyptic wizard and mutant action. I highly suggest you check it out. Well, on his blog, Tim created a free PDF, which I've printed off here, called The World of Thundar the Barbarian. And it gives stats for playing barbarians, mocks, sorcerers. You can see it's got pictures from the cartoon in it. And all of these heroes will be going up against the evil wizards and creatures that are trying to rule the remnants of our ruined Earth. So many of the creatures in the World of Thundar the Barbarian, they show up in the Deviant Database. So it's great to see them in their animated glory in this fantastic cartoon, which I cannot suggest more highly. So let's get some negatives out of the way first. Neither of these books have a page number at the bottom, which that's unfortunate. It does have a listing in the beginning showing you the monsters in alphabetical order, but there's no pages to them. It would have been nice to have that. Some of them, it's not super packed full of art, and obviously art is going to be subjective, but there are some good pieces and some less good pieces. But I will say that the descriptions are very good, and there was only one time out of 134 creatures that I wasn't able to visualize it in my head because the descriptions are so good. So that's just one out of 134, and that may just be me. So there are some recurring themes with some of the monsters which are not, this is not a negative. You'll be able to see, I'm just going to kind of go around. This may not be exactly what I'm talking about, just so you can see some of the pictures of the art and how it's laid out. It's supposed to be kind of like you've found an old database printout on computer paper that maybe some biologist did, highlighting these monsters. And the font at first was a little difficult for me, but I quickly got into the swing of it, and it's not a problem. I also enjoy with Mutant Future how you've got a listing of all the mutations at the end of the creature to let you know exactly what mutations they have. It gives you a little bit of a glimpse of exactly what that creature is capable of, so that's very helpful. So a lot of these creatures are either covered in some sort of dangerous slime or poison, so he's obviously got some things he likes. And, you know, that's going to make touching them or fighting them in hand-to-hand a pretty painful endeavor. He likes rabbits, bears, birds, and many of them taking on deadly physical aspects of a predator, some different animal, to shred your PCs to bits. So it's obviously something that he enjoys, and of course it's quite good. Here's the cheetapede who has many more legs. You can obviously tell it goes very fast when it runs. So both books contain monsters that will try to eat you in all climates, from like the air, the water, even like mountain regions. But one thing I particularly enjoyed, let's see if I can get to it real quick, because I don't want to keep jumping back and forward, there's creatures in this, here it is, the Mechanobane. There are creatures that single out or prey on robots or androids or anything with electronics coming out of its body. So the mechanical attacks of these things, they seek to replace the parts of their mechanical parts here. So It's in essence a robot that hunts down other robots or androids and takes their limbs from them. So I like that. I like there to be some creatures that specifically single out androids and robots. So that's good. He has some quite clever creatures too that I find very unique in this book. From a locust-type mutant that can age whatever it is around it, be it like an ancient vehicle, a building, or your player characters. So you don't want to get around that thing. I mean, you're going to obviously see when you're in the area of one that everything's been aged terribly. There's also the dreaded Schlepprock. It's a black cat that truly gives you bad luck while it hides with invisibility. Pretty much it stays behind you and ruins your day. So that's not great. There is a rodent that eats crude petroleum that changes it into pure gas that can be squeezed out of the critter. So you can use that for getting, gas. But obviously it's going to be quite volatile. Let's say you're walking and all of a sudden a bear teleports 6 feet above your head, leaning on you and mauling you to death. That's in this thing as well. It's called a drop bear. So that's pretty interesting. There's a humming goat, a swarm of hummingbirds with the head of a ram that fly around battering your body to death. So that's not great. There's a personal favorite of mine, and it's right, I'm actually going to get to this one. This guy's pretty cool here. I don't believe there's a picture, but here it is. The Sink Echo. So the Sink Echo is probably one of the most unique ones, I think, in the book. It is a furry burrowing animal that creates 2 alternate timelines whenever it encounters somebody. And those timelines run concurrent with the primary timeline. So while appearing as 3 separate creatures, it will erase 2 other timelines for a timeline most favorable to its survival. So if you're able to kill it in one timeline and injure it in the other, and in the third it runs away, it's going to pick the third timeline where it runs away. I think that's a very interesting creature. So it's a real standout in the book, in my opinion. So let's go on to the database 2.0. So you get more monstrosities, with obviously Tim having a bit of fun and injecting some humor into this book with some of these beasts. Not all of them, though. You'll find a massive penguin creature that will slide on its belly in the snow to try to kill you. Right here, the Chill Willy. As you can see, it slides and it's going to try to eat you. So that's pretty cool. You'll find a very interesting group of humanoids called scabs, or the clotted ones. And they're pretty much covered in their own coagulated blood, giving them regenerative powers, as you can see here, and a natural armor. So they're like a tribe of people that are constantly covered in their own blood. There's horses with chainsaws that are sticking out of their head. Let's actually see if we can't get to these, because it's not as big of a, so it does help. Let me see if I can remember what, here it is. The Equisaw. So yeah, it's a horse with a chainsaw coming out of its head. And it's quite a mystery in the ruined earth that everything has become. So there's also a mind-controlling mutant polar bear that will have you saying, what would you do for a Klondike bear? So obviously there's a bit of humor. And there's, if you want little gray men in your book, I think I spotted it here. Here you go. The light gray men can fill that role. They're trying to take over what's left of the ruined earth. They don't speak, they've got telepathy, and they're obviously trying to control and be the puppet masters behind the scenes. There's that Klondike. It says B''AR. So quite humorous there, obviously. One in particular, I'm gonna get to this picture too because I love it. Here, the Mechanobane. So one particular monster that looks like a huge centipede, but attacks anything powered by electricity, is shown attacking this robot here, Box. And Box comes from one of my favorite movies, Logan's Run. So it's a great shout out to that flick, and obviously Tim has got great taste in movies, as I immediately saw that and had a smile and knew that that was Box from Logan's Run. I also recommend you watch Logan's Run, the TV show too. You can find it on Tubi currently, till of course maybe it goes away. So that's pretty neat. There's a massive turtle with an island on its back. There is the organ grinder here. It's pretty much a large number of animals' guts and organs that come together to form a monstrosity. There's Pangea. Here's the big turtle that's got an island on its back. So that's pretty cool. There is a dinosaur that reverts you back down the evolutionary track, all the way down to who knows what. Right here, Regressasaurus. So yeah, very, very nasty creature that's going to remove your mutations and then start to make you into a Neanderthal, and then maybe a monkey, and then who knows what. So that's detrimental to your character. There's a cool mushroom that creates zombies. And then here, there's a neat fish that jumps out of the water and tries to spear you with its tongue as it floats down out of the sky. So you can see it's very large, and that thing's going to really try to do some damage to you. And then you've got, to top it all off, the Tyrannosaurus Tanks. And yeah, here's the picture, which is funny. Here it is. It's exactly what it is. It's a T-Rex with a tank turret on its head, and it's going to shoot these big rockets at you from its cannon. Nobody knows where it comes from. Everybody dies from it. It is a trump card on the battlefield, pretty much. So it's having a bit of fun, but wow, what a wacky creature it is. Here's a creature that attacks you when you're about to have sexy time with it, when you're about to do the nasty, as it tries to eat your face. So that's detrimental. And just overall, some really cool creatures are in this book. So let's grab the other one, and let's grab Thunder the Barbarian. So check out Thunder the Barbarian, obviously, but that's just a taste of what both those books have to offer. It massively increases the number of killing things to wreak havoc on your player characters. You know, Mutant Future has a lot of monsters in it. It's always nice to have more options, of course. Tim has done a great job at coming up with some truly unique beasts, I think, and mixing together some of the most deadly parts of others into more docile creatures that, of course, now want to eat your face. So check out his blog, Thunder the Barbarian. It's a must-watch, in my opinion. I don't think you'll be disappointed with anything that I've spotlighted in this video if you like Mutant Future and post-apocalyptic games. So please like and subscribe. You know how to do it, so I know you're out there. And let me know what you think about anything discussed in this video. So thanks a lot, and I hope you check out the next video.